The winless Cardinals take on the winless Panthers Sunday at State Farm Stadium. Mac, I would think something's got to give, but we already seen a tie this season. But what do you think? How do you think this one breaks down? Do the Cardinals get their first victory of the season?
I'm going to say they do, and a big part of that is because Kyle Allen is probably going to start at quarterback instead of Cam Newton, who's out with a foot, we assume. I think that helps the Cardinals out a lot, and I'll tell you more, but do you think they're going to win?
I do. I do think they're going to win. I know that's jumping out a little bit. I think for the same reasons. I do think the Cardinals will struggle some against this Carolina defense, which is pretty stout up front, good at linebacker, obviously. But I think it's an offense. I think Cliff Kingsbury was right. We saw some improvement last week. I think the key for that group, do something in the first half besides kick field goals, besides making Zane Gonzalez the hardest working man in the NFL.
Which is great for Zane. Bad for David Johnson, though. He has not been able to really get on track. First game, he had a lot of yards. But I do think they need to get him going early. That'll help the offense, especially in the red zone. And we'll see if that happens or not, or if they're going to keep throwing with Murray. I think a healthy dose of running would really help, even though you're right. I don't want to run against Luke Kuechly, but you got to do something.
Yeah, I agree, and it's interesting. I mean, you get feedback from fans, as I do, and there's a good segment of people out there that don't think David Johnson's hitting holes hard enough. They don't think he's running as hard as he was, say, in 2016. They see something is different. It's hard to argue. I think it more has to do with the blocking up front, but I could see both sides of that. What you've seen, is David Johnson healthy? Is he back to the 2016 David Johnson? Could he be if they get him the ball more?
I've talked to David Johnson and Chase Edmonds about what's going on, and I had the same feeling. And really quick, I'll just say David Johnson's trying to make the read through the hole. He's looking at the linebacker. He's trying to tip him off, give him a fake. You just don't run through a hole in the NFL when you're a 3 or 4 year veteran running back. You pick your spot and you watch and you try and get that linebacker to move so you got a full clear roll upfield. That's what he's trying to do, and that's why people are assuming he's not hitting it hard. That's what I thought. But after talking to him, I don't feel that bad about it anymore. I think just patience.
In contrast, 36-year-old Larry Fitzgerald looks like he's 26-year-old Larry Fitzgerald. 4 receptions now of over 40 yards in just 2 games this season. He hasn't had 4 or more since 2011. We talked to Cliff Kingsbury earlier this week about that. What do you think's going on there? Why the resurgence in Larry, the deep threat?
Because Larry realized he's finally got a quarterback who's going to throw him the ball, and he's a pretty damn good quarterback. And he's saying, hey, throw it to me, kid. And the kid's listening. Smart move.
It's a really smart move at home because we know throwing the ball to Fitz energizes that State Farm Stadium crowd. I'm writing a piece this week on that. A lot of interesting things already from people who have played with Larry, people who have played against him. Stay tuned for that. But looks like we're both going to go with the Cardinals. So Cardinal fans should be scared. All right. Thanks for joining us.